So, continuing my trend and disappointment of my own team, I see a quite relatively big liberal approach when it comes to Christian relationships. And they say like, oh, Christians are conservative, Christians are that, Christians are this. No, in relationships they've become pretty liberal, from what I've seen. I see all these chicks, rolling their eyes like, oh, being submissive to my husband. It's like, oh, it's like, sweetheart, in the Bible it literally says verbatim, you are below the husband in marriage, because remember it's God, husband, wife, and you should be silent and full submission. Okay, those are verbatim the words he uses. But this isn't actually a video blaming women, because it's actually the men's fault. This is even the case, because like almost all other issues, it's the men's fault. The men lead every single great revolution. The men lead every single great downfall. It's never a woman's fault, okay? And the more I thought about this, the more I realized that. So, as I said infamously at this point, Christian men are losers. No balls, no nothing, no frame, nothing going for them, okay? So in reality, like I said, it's not the woman's fault that they're not submissive to their husbands, because in order to submit to someone, they need to be greater than you, okay? You can't submit to someone below you. That doesn't make any sense. And what happens is, these women, they can't fathom submitting because the husband's below them. Because if they did submit, the husband would just end up being a lazy bum. This woman just ends up becoming a second mom for the husband. A second mom. Telling him, like, what, we gotta stop being lazy, you gotta wake up for work, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. He's getting babysat around by his wife. Like a loser. Like a geek. And when women have to take this role of, managing stuff, etc., they can't be women. They can't, be happy all the time for no reason, have zero stress, cuddle up 24/7, serve their man in their life, just be happy. Like girls are supposed to be, but no. They have to deal with money, they have to deal with work, they have to deal with all this stuff, make sure the husband isn't being a lazy bum, all this other stuff. So they can't just be women, okay? They have to be men and women at the same time. And the dude is just like a kid who's getting babysat around by his mom. So, it is true that women are brainwashed, and I'll go over that later. But I think this brainwashing is not that hard to bypass, because the reality is, no matter how much brainwashing there is, there's always a biological trigger that women have. And when men trigger this biological trigger that the women have, they act more feminine. They revert to how they're supposed to be, okay? And they bypass the brainwashing. And you can see this. I mean, I do believe women are a reflection of the men they've been with for a while. And as a result, women treat certain men differently. For example, I mean, I get away with saying a lot of things I probably shouldn't. Like, if I was talking about this with my friend earlier, a lot of the things I say out in public, in front of all, I won't get too far into it, but the things I say, I probably shouldn't get away with it. Like, if some ugly dude said it out, they would probably get in trouble. But I've never gotten in trouble. In fact, complete opposite. Everyone likes me. So, and that just goes as far as confidence and looks. It's not necessary. They don't really know me that well. And even if they knew me, I would get away with even more, which I've also noticed as well. So, anyways, what is the solution? The solution is men need to stop being geeks. Our Christian men need to stop being geeks. This video is targeted towards Christians. I've expressed this at length, and this will solve 99% of the issues, but our women also need to understand that the Bible is clear about gender roles. I see so many women like, sexist, no, it can't be like this, a woman, this one, power, feminism, no. It's like, the Bible's very clear, okay? We could pull out a Bible, and we could open to Corinthians, Timothy, etc. Silence, full submission, the ultimate support role, okay? Now, I'm not saying men have a standard to live up to that the Bible tells them as well. But women also have one too. They both are equally important, okay? But they serve different roles, okay? That's why when they come together, they become one. So, men need to provide, protect, emotionally lead, emotionally comfort, teach, make decisions, respect their wives as the weaker gender. Biblical statement. Oh, he said we women are the weaker gender. Ugh. Biblical statement, my friend. Unless you're not a Christian, then you don't believe in the Bible. In that case, it's true, okay? Now, women, you learn, you take care of the house, you take care of babies, you love your husbands, you follow directions, and be the ultimate support, etc. Now, if you're a woman, a Christian woman, you didn't like hearing that, then look at whether or not your worldly desires are more important than God. Are you putting that in front of God? If so, I think you have some things to consider. And next, if you're just a woman, you didn't like that, I don't care. So let men be men, and women be women.